What's up? It's Frankie here. We're just going for a little walk. And I want to talk to you guys about that elusive 7-figure agency. So let's get into that. That's pretty much the worst intro of all time. So, I know you guys would love nothing more than to create an agency and hit 7 figures. And I want to kind of put together in this video a little recipe for what all the pieces are needed. By the way, if you're charging your clients around $1,500 a month, which I think is pretty average and typical, some go a lot higher than that, some go lower, but I'd say it's kind of somewhere in the middle. You need exactly 5 clients a month. 5 clients a month will get you to about 60. 60 is about 90,000. By the end of year 1, you will have $1 million agency. $1 million agency is at $83,000 a month. So I just want to give you an idea of some of the numbers. If you're charging $3,000, then you only need 2.5 clients a month. And if you're charging $5,000, then you only need about 1 client to 1.5 every single month. So, just wanted to put that in perspective. Now let's talk about the recipe here. You guys want to build the big, it's a windy day by the way, the big badass 7-figure agency. Ingredient number 1, which you're going to have, is a niche. And I'll tell you the biggest reason why you need a niche. It's not what people think. People think, well, I needed to sell it and position it, and that is true, you do. But actually, after you get at about 10 clients, if you're doing everything custom, scale becomes really, really fucking hard. You're doing AdWords for a dentist and web design for a plumber and managing Facebook ads for an e-commerce. You'll have the hardest time building in employees and staff because everything you do is just a little bit different. And so it's just easier to do it all yourself. As where if you're just doing one thing over and over and over and over, it's very easy to McDonald'size that. So if you don't have a niche and you've had a lot of success in maybe like say you do SEO, but whoever comes through, there's a little chipmunk running around. I don't know if you can see that. A little hard to see, some brown on brown, but there's a little chipmunk that just ran into the ground over there. Everything's brown in Mexico and it's hot as balls. So ingredient number 2 that you're going to need for a 7-figure agency, and that is an incoming predictable source of leads. And I think ultimately when you start out your leads, you should verify your offer organically. But once you get that working, always go to some sort of paid ads or paid system. And actually my favorite one, by the way, is direct mail, because I don't have all the ad Nazis telling me what I can and can't say in my ads, and I don't worry about the post office not delivering, and I get to hand select who I mail shit to. So that's actually my favorite, but if not, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, there's lots of good ones out there. You just need one, and you need it to be predictable, and you need a system. If you haven't already seen it, there's a video on this channel. Just do a little search. I should walk you through my own $50,000 a month webinar. I break it down. You can see how it's done. That's worth watching if you've never been there. It's all value, no fluff. Ingredient number 3 is you need some kind of sales system. And I'll tell you my favorite kind of sales system. It's the kind of sales system that doesn't depend on people. It depends on the offer and the technology. So for us, that means we make a really, really great offer, put it into a video, and we send people the video and let the video do the closing. This is different than I know how everybody else does it. But I'll tell you, when you have salespeople can be great, but they are humans and they have up days, they have down days. Their girlfriend breaks up with them. Their dog dies, things happen. My videos, as best I can tell, do not have off days. So, sorry, arm's getting a little tired there. That's ingredient number 3, the sales component. Component number 4 is you need a delivery system, and I'll tell you what will exponentially help you with that and do that quicker is systems and processes that are like literally documented out checklist so that whenever you get somebody new on your team, it's very clear what they're supposed to do. We got a nice big old husky. Everybody in Mexico has dogs, by the way. Maybe not everybody, but lots of them. So when you put in the systems and the processes, it makes it really, really easy to bring on team members because it's very clear what they're supposed to do. Kind of, you want your processes to be like, kind of like McDonald's, where kind of like any idiot could do it. That doesn't mean you're going to hire idiots, but it means that it's designed to be sort of relatively idiot-proof. These guys got a nice pool. I think I might have to go break into my neighbors and go swimming because it's fucking hot. Okay, next ingredient are some A+ team members. I'll tell you the biggest shortcut for this. Test them. Don't just hand anybody a job. Don't interview people. Interviews are pointless. Everybody else does interviews. That's how you get mediocre results like everybody else. Just test them. The old trial assignment. Give them a trial assignment and see how it goes. You'll learn more about working together from actually working together. By the way, if you want some help with all of this, tell them Link. It's dangerous to go it alone. Yes, yes. So, the next component, by the way, after you get your people and your systems, is your system of communication. Probably doesn't sound very exciting, but about half of what you do, by the way, is not getting results for clients. It's communicating what you're doing for clients. It took me a long time and a lot of years to realize that. Actually, I don't know if you guys saw, maybe at the start of this video, there's a house being built next door to me. And I asked the neighbor, who also got his house built, how that was. And you know what he said? He said it was the worst experience of his life. And I said, why? And he said, well, I couldn't get any updates. I didn't know what was going on. I thought for a long time that I just sent money to Mexico and I got scammed for $200,000 and I was going to look stupid. It wasn't until I actually got down here and saw my house was built perfectly. That's a good metaphor for what we do, because a lot of times we think, well, if I just do a great job delivering it, if I build a great house, it'll be pretty self-evident that I built a great house. And here's a guy who got a perfectly built great house but had zero communication, didn't know what was happening, didn't know where anything was, and couldn't reach anybody, and whenever he did, they spoke a different language than him. Thought it was a shitty experience. And then, one last piece, and this is the one actually most people don't talk about or think about, but I call it your department of gratitude. And it is the part of your business that's designed to retain people, like really, really keep them for a long ass time. Because otherwise, an agency that doesn't retain people, by the way, is just 2 steps forward and 2 steps back. I'll give you an example. I used to keep people 3 months. I now keep them on average 24 plus months. When it was only 3 months, that meant I had to do 8 times as much prospecting, 8 times as much selling, 8 times as much onboarding, and 8 times as much communicating to get the same results and the same amount of pay we do now. That's the difference between 3 payments and 24. 8 times as much work for the same action. So when you combine all those things, where you got a crystal clear niche, you got a source of leads, you got a way of selling them, you got your system of delivery, I don't know what fingers I'm on, you got A+ team members, you got great communication, and then you go above and beyond the call of duty, a 7-figure agency is inevitable. It might stress you out a little bit along the way, because usually as you reach different points in your agency, you're going to break stuff. But that is the basic formula and recipe for the whole thing. So I hope you guys wrote that down, because when you apply that, it'll change your life so much for the better. So I just wanted to lay that out for you guys, and that's all I got for you. And may the force be with you.